Hi, my name is Brad. I agree for this video to be made publicly available, and this is my service learning project.
Just a little bit of background before we get started. I graduated from Washington State University, Vancouver's Neuroscience program a few years ago, and since then, the Neuroscience program has been publishing an annual journal called Conversations with a Neuron. Each of those journals is comprised of 40 to 50 articles written by students that year, and right now it's only available in PDF format, and you can download that from WSUV's website. So the purpose of my project was pretty simple. I just wanted to build a website that would showcase all of the articles written in Conversations with a Neuron. So I built the website using the Python web framework Django with Postgres and Nginx, and then I styled the website using WSU's Spine framework, which we'll see here in just a second. All right, so here's our first look at the website that I built. You can see on the left is the Spine framework, or WSU's Spine framework. If we click on the WSU logo, it'll actually take you to WSU Vancouver's main website. And then if you come back over here, the site is split into different sections. Right now, most of it is under construction. The things that are completed are the volumes of the journal. So right now we're in volume 2, and you can see the cover of volume 2. We also have the chief editor, the publication date of the volume, and then the staff that supervised the editing of that volume. After that, it jumps into the different sections of the journal. So you have the preface here, and then you can expand these other sections and then collapse them again. So there's some interactivity there. And then when you scroll through, you can look at all of the different articles in each section. We have the links to the actual articles through the titles here. You have authors, and then you have summaries of each article. And then, yeah, if we just keep expanding this list, we can see all of the articles for this volume. Okay, so we're going to click on one of these articles and see how it looks. For each article, you'll have the title of the article, followed by the summary, and then the author. And then after that, it breaks into the actual contents of the article. If you look through here too, you can see that it has been formatted. So we'll have like superscripted citations, bolded section titles, and then the figures appear in the spot where they appear in the original articles that were submitted by the students. They're also styled in kind of like a standard way, just so that styling kind of fits through each of the different articles here. If we keep scrolling down though, we'll get through the different sections of this article, and then we get to the references. The references are also formatted so that journals are italicized. There are hyperlinks if you want them. And then if you scroll a little further, if the author of this article has published other work, you can click on those links and we can actually see their other articles that they've written. So same deal, the figures here in this other article, it's still styled in the same way, so that formatting kind of goes across all the different articles here. So one of the really important things that I wanted to accomplish with this project was to make it really easy for an editor to come in and actually edit articles without having to touch any kind of HTML or anything like that. You can see we have superscripted citations, the bolded section titles, the references. If an editor were to go in and try to change that, they'd have to kind of know what they're doing. So what I wanted to do is just make it really easy for an editor to edit their articles. So Django is really nice because it comes with an admin section built in. So an editor could come in here, they could jump into the different articles that are in the database. And we're not actually going to mess with the database directly. We're going to do that through this admin page. So I'm just going to jump into a random article, and you can see we can change the author, the title, the journal that it's in, the summary, and then you can change the actual contents of the article itself, and then change the way that it's formatted. So you can see we have a rich text field editor here at the top, and you can use that to superscript your citations or bold your section titles. And then you can upload images for the figures. In this case, we already have one here, so if I just double click on this, we can add alt text if we wanted to. So like if somebody was using a screen reader, we would still want to be able to describe what's going on in that image. And then editors have permission to upload files to the server too. I won't show that here, but it is something that they can do. And if we scroll down a little bit further, we can change the citations. Citations work kind of the same way. There's an abbreviated rich text field editor here at the top where you can italicize things or hyperlink links if you have them. All right, so the last thing that I wanted to show here was just what the website looks like on a mobile device. So you can see the Spine framework is responsive, and it still looks pretty good on mobile devices. You can just click on the little menu icon here and then jump between the different sections of the site. And then if we scroll through here, span the list, and I'm just going to click on a random article. The article is still viewable. You can still see the figures, they're still styled the same way, and then same deal with the citations. So everything kind of still looks okay on a mobile device, but it's something that I'm still trying to perfect and make look a little better here.
All right, so that's all that I have right now for the website. In the future, I want to add the ability to search for articles, like either through the title or the author or keywords even. And then we want to also flesh out some sections for like news and events. So if students want to post kind of like what they're doing for outreach or maybe what they're doing for their research, they can post that in the news and events section. And then lastly, I want to have a section for interactive learning modules. And I have an example of one of those modules that I can show here in just a second.
All right, so this is one of the interactive learning modules that I wrote. Basically what it is it's a model of an action potential in a neuron. And we have a couple of buttons here that we can press to see what happens. So this will just simulate injecting current into a neuron. We can kind of see what happens to the potential across the neuron's membrane here. Go ahead and play this again. If we cross a certain threshold, we'll actually see an action potential. So this is a really important thing in neuroscience, and it's kind of a hard thing for students to understand at first, like how this works. So hopefully having interactive modules like this will really aid in students' learning. That's pretty much all that I have for the website. So I really enjoyed working on this. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it, and yeah, look forward to working on this in the future.